Hello, my book besties. It's Dano, and today I am doing my TBR for Escape the Readathon. I am so excited about this Readathon. I had so much fun last year participating. I definitely did better at the start of the month than I did at the end. So this month I am going to try and make sure that I stay consistent with it. And yeah, we'll see how we go. But I wanted to go through what my thoughts are for my book picks for each room. I do have a couple of ideas for each room just in case we need to read more than one, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to fit more than one in with what I have going on in May and everything like that. So we're going to see. Oh, I love how interactive this TBR, and I forgot to mention, it's hosted by Books with Lexi, but it's a very interactive readathon, so you do need to be at least looking at the Discord for your team. So there's a choice of 4 teams. I'm on the astronomers, and you get given the prompts in like your room whenever you hit the levels, and then you've got to read for that room to see if you can escape it. You've also got to read for challenges. So it's very fun, very interactive. You don't have to be in the chats if you don't want to. You just have to at least see your team's announcement in Discord. So that's the only caveat to that, is you at least need to be in that chat. But for most other things, I sort of mute a whole lot of readathon channels just because they do get a lot. So I generally, when I'm doing a readathon, I will only leave the sprint channel and then whatever my team chat is and the team announcement chats. They're the only ones I really keep as a get notifications for, and everything else I keep muted and I just go in and see when I want to. So anyway, let's get into the rooms and see what I plan on reading for each one. Room number 1, I'm just going to go in the order that Lexi listed them. This is not the order that we're going to be reading them. I don't know what book we're reading first. I don't even know if we're starting in the command center. So who knows where I'm starting this month, but when I'm talking about it now, we're going to talk about the command center, and for that we have to read a book with one of your top 3 tropes in it. So for this, I think I'm going to read Finale by Stephanie Garber. This is book number 3 in the Caraval series, and I cannot wait to continue on with this one. There is a novella that I think counts as book 4. So I'm getting close to the end of this series, so definitely looking forward to keeping on going with it, and I've enjoyed the others, so yeah. Another book I have on my thoughts for this one is A Little Too Late by Serena Bowen. This is a second chance romance book, a contemporary romance. It's a small town romance, which is a whole bunch of tropes that I do really, really love. And it will also help me out with a Herkid challenge. So I probably should read this one. I have to look at if it's on KU or not yet, because I haven't looked at that, just to see if it's accessible. But who knows? It's only 260 pages, so it also wouldn't take me too long to read. Moving on to Winston's Lounge. For this, we need to read a book you found on BookTube. For this, I've got 2 options. I'm most likely going to read Conform by Ariel Sullivan. I have seen Mel talk about this book a lot, and I believe she really, really enjoyed it. I believe that's why I heard her talking about it a lot. Be awkward if she didn't. Yeah, she gave it 4 stars, so I want to know what it's about. And I believe the next one's already out or coming out soon. Nope, it's coming out next year. Never mind, but I still want to read it. The other book I really want to read is Bonded by Thorns by Elizabeth Helen. Again, heard everyone talk about this on BookTube a lot, and they've been really enjoying it, but I do believe it is on the larger side, so I don't know if it's going to be a great... Oh, it's actually not. Never mind. It's only 350 pages. So, great option there too. Next room we're moving on to is the Tech Center. For this, we need to read a book blurbed by an author that you've loved. So, option number 1, I've got Agnes Orbert's Mystical Cat Shelter by Heather Fawcett. This has been blurbed by Sarah Beth Durst, who I've really enjoyed reading from before. And the other option I've got is Rose in Chains by Julie Soto, and that has been blurbed by BK Borison, who I also really enjoyed. So looking forward to both those options. with all these options, I'm like, I don't know which ones to pick, but yeah, we'll see how we go. Moving on to Cafe Nova, and this is read a book in a different genre than your last. So I'm playing it very safe with this one and going for a graphic novel sort of book. So I'm thinking of either reading the next Heartstopper book. I think I'm up to book number 4 in the series, so it'd be good to continue on with that series. Or Spy X Family volume number 2. Or I really want to read the Fabled series, so I'd just be starting with Fabled. Fabled is by Bill Willingham, I think. I think that's who wrote them. But anyway, that's a graphic novel series, and I've been meaning to read it. I have most of them. I just haven't ever read them, so let's get on to that. Moving on to the Med Bay, and for this we need to read a book with an isolated setting. For this, I think I'm going to read Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro. I'm definitely butchering that. I used to be okay with Japanese pronunciation, but clearly not anymore. This also covers a few of my other challenges. So for Herkid, I need to read a book with Never in the title. I also still need to read a couple of books that have been translated. I'm pretty sure this one has, or at least the author is from a different country. So it'll cover a few things for me. So yes, that is my plan for that one. But there are many other books. I know, like, I would consider the Illuminae files to be a part of that. Like, they're isolated in their ships. So there's a whole lot of books that I'd consider a isolated setting. So definitely looking forward to that one. Then we're moving on to the Damage Control Center. For this, we need to read a book in a setting that you've never been to before. For me, that's a lot of books. Like, you know, I could go like 80% of North America I could include. But some ones that I have on my options list, and I'm going to leave this a bit up to mood reading, is the next Dungeon Crawler Carl book. So I'm up to book number 6. So possibly that one, or Throne of Glass, like any sort of fictional world. Like, you've never really been there. The only thing is, technically I have read Assassin's Blade and Throne of Glass, so would that count as not being there? Because I have read those books before, but I want to reread them to keep going. So I'll have to think about what I think, if that counts. And the other option I have on this list is The Right Move by Liz Tomford. This is book 2 in the Windy City series, and they're all based in Chicago, and I've never been to Chicago, so that counts. The next room we go to is the greenhouse. For this, we need to randomize our read, so I am just leaving this one blank, and when we get to it, I'm going to pick a couple of books and then just do a spinner wheel or spin my series read when I get to that series, or I don't know, spin books that are on my TBR. I don't know what's going to be in this room yet, so I'm going to keep it random. Next up is the engine room, and we had to pick a book that was an anti-recommendation, and thankfully our team chat came into play because someone created a spreadsheet for people to go in and list a whole books that they don't recommend, that they weren't a fan of, that someone else might be a fan of. So a couple of options that came up on there that I do want to read is Guild by Raven Kennedy. This book's been on my list to read for quite some time, so that would be a good one to get to. As well as The Never King by LJ Andrews. I have been meaning to read this book for such a long time and really want to get to it, so looking forward to reading those. The next room is research facilities, and this is read a book that you've borrowed. So anything from the library, KU, anything that you don't get to keep, so any Libby books all count for this. So I'm going to leave this one pretty free because most of my books I get from the library before I go out and purchase them, so most are going to count for this. Next up is the living quarters, and for this we had to read a book with the author's name below the title, and there are so many options for this. Dungeon Crawler Carl series fits into this. The Raven Scholar by Antonia Hodgins fits for this. as well as The Alchemy of Secrets by Stephanie Garber, and also The Daisy Chain Flower Shop by Laurie Gilmore. So quite a few books do count for this one. So I'm going to just see what I feel like at the time, but they're the ones that I'm definitely keen for. Up next, we have Sleeping Lodge, and this is read a book that a friend loves. So I've just been going through really my DC bandwagon kick, and I'm just going to keep reading Dungeon Crawler Carl book because so many people are loving these books. I've got friends that aren't on BookTube that are loving them, as well as people online that are loving them. So it's just going to be whatever book I'm up to when we're in this room is going to be what I read for this one, most likely. But there are also some other options too. Anything that really people have given a 5-star to, I'm going to consider and read. The next room is Faculty Management, and for this we need to read an underhyped book. For this I'm going to read The Queen of Blood by Sarah Beth Durst. This is one of her older books, and I really enjoyed like The Spell Shop as well as The Enchanted Greenhouse, so I want to go back and have a look at her backlist as well. The next room is The Gym, and for this we need to read an author's latest release. So a couple of ones that I'm eyeing off is The Daisy Chain Flower Shop by Laurie Gilmore, because that is coming out in May. And Now Back to You by B.K. Borison. Broken Dove by Danny Francis. So many could count for this, but yes, it's going to be a matter of what I have access to at the time. And that's the thing with some of these. It's because I don't know what order we're getting to the rooms. I needed to have a couple of options for each room because I don't know if I'm going to have my library holds in time. And I don't know how long we're going to be in those rooms for either. So yeah, that's where this readathon is a challenge. Up next is this Escape Pod, and for this we need to read a book that kind of matches a host thumbnail. So the one that I've gone with Mel's main profile picture, and for that I really think the Songbird and the Heart of Stone matches her aesthetics. So that's the main book that I'm going to pick for that. I did also think like Eldritch sort of fits as well for a couple of her themes, but also very much for like Lexi's vibes and aesthetic too. Another one I was also thinking is Riftborn fits like Mel's very light aesthetic because it's a really white cover. I really want to read The Ascended by the two as well, but from what I've been told by everyone, you need to read Riftborn and can't remember the second book first before you read that one. But The Ascended definitely fits like Lexi's aesthetic. Okay, they are all the rooms, and they're sort of my options of what I plan on reading during Escape the Readathon. As I said, I'm in Team Astronomers, so if you are wanting to participate, I highly recommend that team. And we are definitely going to be the ones to escape this year. And yeah, let me know if you're participating in the readathon, even if you are on a different team. And let me know if you've read any of these books and which ones you highly recommend I get to, or if you have any other options for the prompts as well, let me know down below. If you just wanted to let me know that you are here, give me something spacey in the comments, and that will just let me know that you're here. And thank you so much. I will see you all next time. Bye.